Hello guys, today we will be rating all the weapons. Let's get right into the video. Starting off with a classic linked sword. Linked sword, aside it's a melee weapon. It's its close range and it also grants lifesteal on hits if you are able to land hits. It is also able to land parries, though not much. A few parries at a time. As you can see. It also counters kill bots. Since kill bots are not that resistant to, melee ranged weapons. Second thing is pogo. If you are holding sword, look down and hit the sword right before you touch the ground, you pogo. But you can combine it with this to do a long pogo. You can only pogo 6 times. This includes every upgrade of the sword. Moving on to katana. Katana is way faster than sword swing. It is also able to parry much more things than what a sword can do. Here, for example, we'll spawn a ton of emerald bracers, like a ton, and start swinging your sword. As you can see on the right of the screen, we are nearly parrying every single one of the bullets. This is because katana, I'd say, has no, and I mean no parry meter. It can parry indefinitely without a limit. Now, as for its perks, like I said, it is faster. And also with the sword, even if you're not holding it, if you look down and jump, you can still pogo, which allows a great pogo. Next weapon is Firebrand. Firebrand is a weapon with fire. If you hit an enemy with Firebrand, or not literally Firebrand, but the last hit of Firebrand, it makes them go on fire. If you're holding F while if you're not holding Firebrand in your R hand and press hold F, then you throw flames at the enemy. Although if you only just press F, it does a normal swing. If you hold F and release at the right time, it does a charged swing, which is a great way to counter swarms. Also, just like the katana, Firebrand is able to parry many things at once, though it has a delay, a small delay. And when you parry, it enchants the bullet with fire. So if the bullet hits anyone, it makes them go on fire. Next weapon is paintball gun. Paintball gun is it's a very long ranged weapon and it's fast. Paintball deals mid damage, not insanely high. Like I'd say you, personal opinion, you couldn't beat solo just using paintball. Paintball, depending on your will, deals nice amount of damage. One-shotting noobs, as you can see. And as for my cheers, y'all are seeing these on screen. Nothing increases my damage here. Normally, it can't one-shot gunners. But if you headshot them, it's a one-shot, since headshot deals 200 damage instead of 100 damage. Moving on to the BB gun. Personally, I never used this weapon, so I don't know anything about this. But let's just start. I'm going to go with a basic army of noobs. It does 1.25x more damage than the normal paintball gun. Also, with the paintball gun, you can pogo up to 5 times before it stops working. And about BB gun, I don't really have much to say about it. Moving on to Freeze Ray. Freeze Ray is a very good weapon since it deals way more damage and is capable of one-shotting the gunners. And also, if you charge it, it does a... If you directly hit an enemy with a charged blast, it deals high damage depending on where you hit them. A headshot deals double the damage, as I just said. A charged blast hits an area, not just one person. If you're aiming at the ground, every single enemy gets frozen solid. And this frozen effect lasts for a pretty long time until you hit them again. And while they're frozen, the damage they take is increased by an amount that I actually don't know. Moving on to Slingshot. Slingshot is a mid-ranged weapon that's a quick shooter but doesn't deal that high of a damage. Just as before, it deals double the damage. Double the damage when headshot. Although it has golden pellets. Golden pellets are capable of blocking a mark's attacks from what I know. Or parrying them. Though personally I can't land them. As you just saw, though I had to spam it. Then there is the golden pellets. Like I just said, they're able to parry Mark's bullets. But also, if you time it right, you can get a slash of ticks. Though I cannot use it with a firebrand, since I normally play katana. If you do it right, then you get a slash of ticks. It aims to nearest enemy, dealing damage. I'd say mid damage or mid damage, not as high as the others. And also, you can pogo with it, though it is a little harder in my opinion. The limit should be 10 shots before it's 10 shots before it stops working. Our next weapon is Scatter Blaster. Me personally, Scatter Blaster is the best weapon in the game. First of all, this weapon, unlike the rest, some at least, is a area of damage effect, and it has high damage generally. Let's test it out on this guy, which is he's a tank. He doesn't die. As you can see, it also depends on how much you charge. Like a 4 charge deals 1300 damage, but a 1 charge deals 600. And then if you fully charge, like all on charge, it creates a giant bullet. I'm having technical issues here. The giant bullet floats around. If you hit it with a sword, it becomes faster. And I think it can go on forever if you're lucky. And when if it doesn't hit you for too long, then it explodes. Though I can't really show a picture of the explosions or a video of it. The explosion deals about 1000 to 2000 damage, depending on the enemy amount. If there's so many enemies, it changes between 250 and 1000, I think. And as far as effects, if an enemy survives a fully charged 5 charged Scatter Blaster explosion, they get the plasma effect, which when they die, they cause an explosion that deals about 500 to 1000 damage to nearby enemies. And normally, you're only able to pogo only 5 times. No, 3 times. Though pogoing alone is not an option. Though you can pogo forever with this thing. If you have any kinds of swords, since this weapon blast can be charged with a katana, which makes one of the projectiles a missile that explode on contact. Though watch out, this can also hurt you. The flamethrower works on a capacity which is right here. The capacity is 100, and when you use it, it goes down pretty fast, and it has something like the slash of text. If you press E, it throws out a canister that you can hit with your sword to deal not a great amount of damage. But if you decide that you don't want to hit it and you throw it on the ground, then it explodes in a not so long amount of time. And technically you can infinitely pogo with this, since you don't pogo at it, it just slows your fall. Moving on to Super Ball. Super Ball, or Dodgeball, I call it Super Ball, is a nice damage. It deals a great amount of damage. It is also able to hit many enemies at once. And if you throw it at a ball, you can hit it with a sword to make it rebound, which it works great on slow and enemies that don't move. Which, as you can see, it's dealing a nice amount of damage. Rebounds do deal damage depending on where you hit them. As you can see, each rebound is dealing 500 damage to the island. Which is, like I said, it's a great amount of damage. It is also able to pogo, just like the Scatter Blaster and the Paintball Gun, with a limit of 3, which Scatter Blaster plus Paintball plus uh, Dodgeball makes the great combo. And there are some items that make the Super Bowl very big, though I don't own them. Or this tactic, I don't know the tactics. Next is Cannonball. Cannonball is a heavy version of Dodgeball. It has the same effect, although dealing more damage than Dodgeball. As you can see, it deals something about 700 to 900 damage. So I'd say it's dealing 800. Also, the more you rebound, the more damage it deals, as you can see. Now, that's about it. Although it is slower. Moving on, the Shuriken. Shuriken works with another item we'll be talking about, which is Trowel, or any variants of Trowel. Or like I said, any variable. When you press E, it shows you a trajectory of where you will hit it. Once you click again, it throws the stab in the ground. And once you start throwing shurikens, it pulls the shurikens toward itself. And they surround it, dealing a great amount of damage until it's broken. Which then you can do it right again. And as you can see, the damage output, it's very good. A very high amount of damage. And if you want, you can try out the very strong combo that I just found along with you guys. First of all, let's get this guy, get rid of him, and get a tankier version of him since he was about to die. So the difference is, once I do that, as I start throwing and hitting that, the damage output becomes a little more better. As you can see, we've already dealt 10,000 damage to it. Like, that's crazy. Crazy. Which normally, by now, you would already skipped with this guy's Space the Witch. If you don't know, this guy is my favorite boss in the game. Moving on to Rocket Launcher. Rocket Launcher is, which most of you probably already know what Rocket Launcher does and what it is. Rocket Launcher does area damage. It is very good with dealing area damage and also direct damage if you can land it on enemies' heads, which for enemies like noobs and stuff like that, I mean, you probably could. Even the newest players could. But with enemies like Captain and Vagabond, it would be much harder to land unless you look at their frames. And it's also a great counter against Vagabond since it allows you to get disarmed, which stuns Vagabond for a pretty long amount of time. Or at least enough time for you to get some DPS on them. Moving on to multi-rocket launcher. Which for this we are going to have to change the map to Rocket Arena since it has something that I want. So first of all, it's a great counter to great enemies, such as King. since I will show you how much damage it deals. Just one shot. It deals 1500 damage to big enemies, and it also stuns this guys. I'd say multi-rocket is a specific counter for King. And then there is the Great Dracobloxer, which I'm not going to. I mean, I will put a HP bar on it. Now we wait for it to spawn. And wait for its iframes to go away. Although it's legitimately flowing like. What we do is we shoot directly at his head, or you can shoot at his head, and that's a clean 6000 damage. That's a great amount of damage that you can deal to him. Boom. Moving on to Bazooka. And I didn't say this, but rocket launcher and bazooka has this special thing where you throw it and then hook a grappling hook to it, you can fly. And for some reason there is no way now, which is very great to save you out of situations where you might fall in the void and stuff like that. Like take it like this. I'm going to show an example. I'm falling, but then I do that and save myself. That's nice. It is also used for a tactic called nuking on explosive pinata, which I will show later. Moving on to egg thrower, which even I don't know what the hell this thing does. And sadly, I didn't get to see it. But we can test it out by summoning some noobs. It does look like it deals high damage. And there's an incoming of eggs. Oh wow, it is even able to summon allies. Explosion. A giant egg. And I think this. Let's test out the giant eggs, since those should be giant eggs. Well, they do look good. No, I can't give out promises. Well, the egg launcher, I don't know, you might be able to pug with it. And if you want, you can also switch the slots. And then there's the dice, the flame that explodes. And like I just showed y'all, the egg launcher, for me personally, I don't think it's that good though. It is good. It is like good. Moving on to Time Bomb. Time Bomb is a time bomb that most of you will know. It explodes when it reaches a specific, when its cooldown goes off. Which, well, it has way more uses than that. First of all, if it's exploded with a rocket launcher, then its explosion is way bigger. Let's retry that. Bro. And also, if you have slate skin, then that's good, cause then it allows you to do this very big explosion, which is good for clearing out big hordes of enemies. So here's an example. Let's summon a giant horde of noobs in this area. Like, oh no, what I mean. You break the slate skin while holding the bomb and slam down, which causes the giant explosion. As you can see, it nearly wiped out all of them, although some still got out. And the best part is, you can do it twice. Or if you are fast enough, you can do it twice. Which is, I know, pretty fast. And many, so much damage. Moving on to Subspace Trip Mine. Subspace Trip Mine. So for Subspace Trip Mine, I got myself a Firebrand and a Freeze Ray. Subspace Trip Mine, normally it explodes after some time, or if someone steps on it. Which here, it deals 1000 damage as you just saw. Now let's put it in. What if we enchant it with fire? Now how much does it deal? 1500, and it also inflicts fire. Now let's try out Freeze, which it also increases its duration. And well, it also changes its which this can also be enchanted by Wizard's Lightning Strike and the 5 charged Scatter Blaster. And as you can see, this is a permafrost explosion. When it explodes, it deals great damage and great DPS over time. Moving on to the next thing, which is Explosive Pinata. Personally, Explosive Pinata is a really good item. So for Explosive Pinata, me personally, you can use this on mainly everything. As in for Explosive Pinata, you can enchant it with fire and freeze as well. Which if you freeze it, then it doesn't explode for a while. And I use Scatter Blaster to fully fill it, which, for an example, freeze it again. For an example, I'm going to show you. Let's put this boss, normal HP. Now if we boom, as you saw, it dealt great amount of damage, and as you can see, it still has some DPS. And if you only do this, it still deals a great amount of damage. Now, moving on to Trouble. While using Trouble, we are going to bring back these, the Ninja Stars. First, we place the brick wall. And we place the grenade. And if you throw it, then it becomes a deadly trap. As you see, that dealt 12,000 damage in nearly no time. Well, it also works for, it's also a great counter against Megabond, which is this guy. It's able to disarm him, just like from before. And the Ninja Stars is also a great counter to him. Perhaps you don't know. As you are seeing, he's I don't know why he's playing right now, but that's okay. Moving on to next weapon, which is Hammer. though, what I've heard from before. Oh, okay, this is so bugged. First of all, let's grab some of these weapons from before. With so, what I know, Hammer is able to restore stuff like explosive piñata, which it can be used greatly. Let's say you got a fully charged one, but the enemy is far away. You grab it, jump over to the enemy, press it and throw it. That's just some fresh damage. And it is also able to construct a wall, which can be upgraded 3 levels. But there's also, if you go very high, depending on your, this depends purely on your height. Hold hammer, then go down. It creates a tower depending on how high you are. This is the maximum level. A giant tower, as you are seeing. This also works great against, you guessed it, Vagabond. Since if you trap him inside the house while doing these, it's death. And you can try it out with this guy as well. So as you can see, he's inside, chilling. We throw, and we throw these, and well, then we might as well do this as well. And as you can see, it drains this HP, the other HP bar, and drains this one as well to here, which I think that should show it's being strong. Moving on to our last item, or last weapon. Don't mind the guy in the background screaming. This guy right here, don't mind him. Right, it allows you to put a turret, which you can see its range while you're holding the wrench. If you are using this specific accessory, which I'm going to show right here, this one, it also shows you, let me respawn, the turret's HP. Right now it's unfortunate, but it's used to show its HP. And as for the wrench itself, it parries anything it comes across. For example, let's put some here, some of these again. I am going to close blind enemies, and as you can see, wait, let them hit again. It's nearly powered everything. And also, while you have the turret, if you press E again, it will explode. If it dies manually, you will have a 10-second cooldown. If you explode it, it has a 4-second cooldown. And this counter, and you might ask, what does this guy counter? This guy counters Great Draco Blaster, which I'm going to show you how. After we kill this, now we close blind enemies, and while he's slashing, if you throw the wrench at the correct time, then you get down to size, which it deals a nice amount of its HP and forces it to change its location, which it works with all its tricks. Down, strike from the sky and strike from close ranged. And you can't really miss this, which personally, if you're missing this, you should quit the game. It is insanely easy. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, open notifications, and well, see ya. So this is part 2 to it. I'm going to rank them one by one. So best weapon, it's good, it's could be better, mid, bad, garbage. With linked sword, it's not the worst. For Firebrand, I accidentally put twice. Firebrand, it's also not the best weapon series. Katana, S tier. Paintball gun, it's I think the BB gun could be better. Freeze ray is good. Slingshot is also good. Scatter blaster is S tier. For me, flamethrower is mid. Ball is mid. Cannonball is mid. Shuriken is good, though I don't really know how to use it. I mean, rocket is. Don't want to put it in garbage. Multi-rocket, I mean, it pretty much doesn't do anything. I'm going to have to put it in garbage. Rocket launcher could be better, or I'm going to put it at okay. The egg launcher goes into it's good. Time bomb by itself, it's not that good. Could be better. Subspace trip mine is explosive pinata goes S. Turtle is also it's wrench it's good, and hammer is also it's good. So this is my rating overall. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe on notifications, and see ya once more.